Hola, mis amores. How is your spirit today? How are you feeling on this beautiful day? If we're meeting for the first time, my name is Janori Pouncil, and I am the spiritual guide and teacher to intuitive leaders that are being the most authentic version of themselves, that are prioritizing their inner peace and self care, and enjoying their lives every single step of the way, overflowing with inner peace. And today, I am your mentor and your guide. Today, we're going to be talking about why timing is everything. So, if you are here for that, you are in the right place. This is actually episode number 20 of my ongoing 45-day series here on my YouTube channel called The Path to Inner Peace. And today, we're going to be we're not kicking off, we're going to be continuing our week where we're discussing growing in relationships. This is a very powerful topic for me because my relationships have been some of the most powerful gifts that I've co-created with God, and they have transformed me and they have transformed the lives of people around me. So I want to share with you what that is like. Now, before I jump into who's gonna get the most out of today's video, I want to do our vibe check. This is a moment for us to pause, reflect, and connect with ourselves as we cultivate our inner peace right now in this moment. So take a deep breath in, feel it in your heart expanding. When you're ready, exhale. And if you are feeling generous, drop in the comments below what came up for you. Okay? Now, while you do that, I'm going to share with you who's going to get the most out of today's video. The people that are going to get the most out of this conversation today are going to be those of you that are intuitive leaders. What I mean by that are people that are committed to showing up authentically, boldly, and unapologetically, no matter who is in the room. This is for those of you who are focused on trusting your intuition and allowing the voice of God that lives inside you to guide every single step of your life as you enjoy your life and co-create an experience that not only improves your life, but also makes the lives of others around you a lot better and joyful. So this is for those of you that are committed to doing this and overflowing with inner peace, overflowing with mental calm, and they want to do it in a fun way because let's be honest, life is too short to be out here not enjoying ourselves and not living joyfully and happily. And that's why I'm creating this video, and that's what's going to get the most out of today. Before I started to understand how timing works, because I wasn't always this way, I have grown a lot. I've been on this path for over 13 years at a conscious level. And before I understood how timing worked, I used to find myself feeling very frustrated with myself. Oftentimes, I used to feel like a victim. And I would feel like a victim because I wasn't getting the things that I wanted in the timing that I wanted to get them. And often that would lead to me feeling angry and disappointed. And I started to realize, oh, let me get my OJ out of here. I started to realize how caught up I was getting in not enjoying my life because I was allowing myself to not see any progress. I had to find progress in my life to mean that I was getting the things that I wanted to get in the timing that I wanted to get them. And when that wasn't happening, I didn't like it. I didn't like it, and I used to get angry. I used to get resentful. I used to get frustrated, and I used to definitely feel like I was getting punished because I'm used to getting things fast. I'm used to getting things without putting as much work as I was being called to put in these areas of my life. When it came to timing, I was so attached to timing. And what I started to notice when I began to work with intuitive leaders is that they are also attached to timing, that they are also attached to getting things in a certain way in a certain time. And if you want to know if you are attached to timing, ask yourself, do you utilize the word still? Do you ever say anything to the effect of like, I'm still dealing with this, or I'm still experiencing that, or I didn't think I would be dealing with that anymore? Any of that energy is an embodiment of what I'm talking about. So if you have experienced that, that is what I'm talking about. That is the energy I'm talking about. And it's not just my energy. It wasn't me, experiencing that. It was also this leaders I started to work with. And the more I've been working with intuitive leaders, the more I see that this is something that we experience a lot because we are very much used to getting things quickly. We are very used to things moving in a certain way for us. And when they do some move like that, it doesn't feel good for us and we want to change it. And that's where that frustration comes in. And what I know is that once you are very clear on how timing works and what is the best process to navigate timing in our lives, everything begins to shift because it shifts for me. I see it shifting with my clients. We're getting ready to graduate a class or a cohort right now. And the transformations, oh my God, they have been so wild and beautiful to watch. And what I've seen myself and my clients be able to do is take that frustration from feeling like a victim for being challenged. Because oftentimes the frustration is simply because we're being challenged. They are able to take that and transmute it into power, transmute it into self-ownership. They are able to go from feeling angry and feeling disappointed because they aren't getting the things that they want in the timing that they want them, to being available to learn from the present moment and take the lessons that they are learning from the present moment and applying them to the areas of their lives that challenge them and stretch them so that they can experience their life with a deeper level of joy. And they are doing this full of inner peace. And that's why I know this is possible, because the key to all of this is to be able to release the attachment to timing in every area of your life. And today I want to walk you through that journey and that path. Here are the 4 things you're going to learn today. First, I'm going to share with you the number one reason why releasing attachment to timing in everything is a non-negotiable for me. Number 2, I'm going to share with you what releasing attachment to timing has to look like for me as a thought leader on the path to inner peace, because as I am on this path to inner peace, I am moving differently. Number 3, I'm going to share with you the 3 ways that releasing attachment to timing has made my life 1,000 times better. And I'm going to give you a bonus for staying with me to the end. I am going to walk you through the best way to release the attachment to timing in your life, full of inner peace and inner calm, because that is very important to me. Now, before I jump into this, I want to talk to those of you that are ready, those of you that know that I am your mentor and I'm the person that you want to partner on this path with, those of you that are clear that these are things you are experiencing, that you find yourself using that word still a bit to describe your growth and your process, and you desire to be in the now. You desire to sit in that energy of being here and enjoying being here because you know in your heart that this was also a place that you prayed for. If that is you, there is a link in the description box below that you can click to apply for a authenticity audit. These are 45-minute conversations you and I are going to have to get crystal clear to see what's going on with you. Like, what's up, babes? Why are things moving the way that they're moving in your life right now? What are the shifts that we desire to make? What are the blocks that are standing in our way to make those shifts in the first place? We're going to unpack all of that. And by the time we are done, you're going to have a map to support you in creating your life, your most authentic life, in 30 to 90 days with joy, with fun, with ease, and with excitement. Because that's what I desire for you. That's what I see for my clients. That's what I see for myself. And when we move in that way, life is a lot more joyful. And we are able to co-create a lot more magic with the divine. So to apply for one of those authenticity audits, click in the link in the description box below. And let's go create some magic in your life. All right, I got a story for you today that's going to go so well with this because I want to share with you what happens when we release that attachment to timing. I know what it's like to be really attached to timing, especially in my business. I've been in business now since 2018 in a full-time capacity, and I've had this business since 2013 is when it was birthed to me. And in that time, I've gone from being a blogger to being a content creator before content creation was like a big thing. I've gone from doing reviews for companies, for products when I was doing reviews for free because I was just happy people was acknowledging me. I've had quite a bit of growth in this journey now that I run a multi-6-figure company supporting intuitive leaders into not only knowing themselves, loving themselves, trusting themselves, and living a joyful life. So That's who I be. All right. At the same time, y'all, I be attached to things happening in a certain way. I be so attached to things happening a certain way. I be wanting things to go exactly as I planned them in the way that I planned them. And that literally has never happened before. And when you let go of the attachment to time, magic begins to occur. In 2016, I talked to you about 2016 being a big year for me. That was the year that my uncle was murdered in Honduras, actually. Let me get some of this juice. I'm moving through a lot of energy in my body. So if you find yourself moving through like energy in your body and mucus and things like that, that's what happens when we are healing. That's the energy shifting. And I've been going through quite a bit of that. So you might have seen me in my videos that I've been moving through a lot of that energetically. And I don't edit it on purpose because this is human. I want you to see all of this, all of it in its magic, so you can see that you can also show up unapologetically in your life. So in 2016, which was the year that my uncle was murdered in Honduras, I took a trip to Grenada. It was in September, so a little bit before my birthday. I went to Grenada, and when I was in Grenada, I was spending time with some of my sorority sisters, which are also some of my close friends. And we were celebrating that one of them was in Grenada for medical school, and we were spending some time with her. And it was a beautiful time because we stayed at this gorgeous Airbnb, and the house was overlooking the water. Everything was such a vibe. And during that time, I was working on a project. I was revamping my Pinterest strategy. And this strategy I was revamping, I was using some tools from a content creator, which she's more of like a mentor now, a business owner now. And her name is Melissa Griffin. And Melissa Griffin had a course where she was teaching how to leverage Pinterest. And this is me 2016. I got my notes in Grenada. I'm going through the worksheets because I'm that person that goes through the worksheets and applies what they are learning. And I am executing on the things that Melissa's sharing, and I'm preparing in Grenada. I'm making all of my notes. Then I come back to the States. I implement on what she shares, and I basically forget about it. Because a lot of it I was able to automate. So I automate everything, and I create some of the assets, and I just put it in autopilot and forget about it. Fast forward 4 years later. 4 years later, 2020 hit. And it is around September 2020. And I get an email from Pinterest. And I'm like, Pinterest? Is this spam? Like, is this somebody playing a joke on me? I go and I click on the email. And when I open the email, it is Pinterest, y'all. Like the Pinterest, the platform Pinterest. And what happened was that they have learned about me and they wanted to invite me to be part of their creator program. And I'm like, what is going on? So I log on to my Pinterest, which I hadn't done in a while because I was running things in autopilot and I just kind of forgot about it. Like I told y'all, I didn't attach any time into that goal or anything. I just said, I'm just do this and see what happens. When I log on to my Pinterest, y'all, the last time I had logged onto my Pinterest, I want to say I had 78 followers. When I logged on, I had 30,000 followers in my Pinterest account. 30,000. And I was like, at the time it was closer to 24,000. I was like, what's going on? Like, what is happening here? Because I had not, at the time I wasn't leveraging Pinterest as a tool or as a resource. So I was just posting my stuff on there and then I would leave and I would do what Melissa said to do and then I would leave. And the way my joint blew up and I didn't even know it because I was not thinking about it. I wasn't attached to that timing. And that was okay because when Pinterest reached out to me, they offered me an opportunity to partner with them in a way that I hadn't even anticipated because of the efforts I had inputted into my account in the way I was showing up there. And this is the number one reason why releasing the attachment to timing and everything is a non-negotiable for me. Because when I am attached to timing, I'm not able to see the progress. I'm not able to see that things are shifting. I am locked in on the thing I'm doing, and I'm not willing to celebrate it unless it's occurring is delivering the outcomes that I want in the way that I want it. And that completely shifts my whole creative process because I get really caught up on the outcome then, not on what I'm doing. I don't focus on the things I can't control. And I already talked to you about how important it is to focus on the things that we can't control. In contrast to that, this Pinterest thing that happened, when that happened, I wasn't even considering timing. It had nothing to do with timing. It was about, let me do the thing I'm here to do and see what happens. That energy of see what happens. And what came out of that was this beautiful partnership with Pinterest that has been going on for years. I've been named a creator to watch from them. They've partnered me with amazing companies like Tylenol. They've highlighted me in so many different ways. They've celebrated my work. They've helped me get press opportunities. Like, they've helped me blossom my career as a mentor and a spiritual guide in a way that I couldn't have planned for. And it has only happened because I allow myself to create something and not get attached to the timing of it. That is why I do that, because I've seen it in action and I've seen it happen in many areas of my life. Now, I want to talk about what releasing that attachment to timing and everything looks like for me as a thought leader, especially as someone that's an intuitive, because intuitive people, first of all, I think we all have that gift. Not everybody may choose to cultivate their gift. We do have it though. Intuitive folks, when they move on the path to inner peace, it's so important that we are creating that space for ourselves, that we are holding space. And we live in a society that's constantly pushing us to create less and less and less space for ourselves because there's so much that demands our attention, especially on our phones. Like, so many people hitting us up all the time. And the way I grew up in this society is very much like, you gotta get things done quickly, great, fast, faster, the faster the better. And when it comes to living intuitively, because the journey of the intuitive leader is that of inner calm, it's that of co-creation. It's not looking to make things happen, it's allowing for the conditions to emerge where things occur magically. That's the journey of being an intuitive leader, and that wasn't the journey I was on. Because I was so focused on achieving. I was so focused on doing things fast. I was so focused on wanting my timing to be the right timing. So I would feel those emotions of those feelings of anger, those feelings of resentment, those feelings of frustration because I wasn't getting things my way. And the shifting out of that has looked like holding that space. It's looked like allowing myself to be the type of person that's not saying yes to everything, that's not letting a deadline dictate how I show up in my life. And that if something is feeling rushed, I'm willing to open it up. That's a lot of what this has looked like for me because I was really attached to that timing thing. So I was rushing day to day into activity to activity because I thought that was the way I had to be. And everybody around me is rushing, so we all just rushing together. And when I have started to hold that space, when I started to release the things that had to happen in the time that I wanted, when I started to see that perhaps the timing that I wanted wasn't the timing that was in alignment for my greatest good and that of humanity, everything became more magical. So let's talk about the ways that has looked like. I want to share with you 3 ways that releasing the attachment to timing in everything has made my life 1,000 times better. The first way that it has made my life 1,000 times better is it has opened me up to other experiences similar to these in my life. When I gave birth to my son Sage, for example, I was able to do this in a birthing center in the way that I wanted to give birth because I wasn't attached to the timing of it all. Because I was willing to let my child be and arrive on his own terms, as babies do anyway. And whenever I felt frustration in the moment, I was willing to hold that space. I was willing to co-create that magic with God and trust that whatever was coming for me was the greatest thing that could occur in that moment, whether I may like it or not. The second way that it has made my life 1,000 times better, it has helped me release frustration for things I cannot control. Timing is one of those things we simply cannot control because we are in the space of co-creation. We are always co-creating. We are co-creating with God. We are co-creating with other humans. We are co-creating with other entities, seen and unseen. We are always co-creating. So because we are always co-creating, it's important that we are open to that process and we hold space for that process. And when I am aware that time is something that I don't control, I can focus on the things I do. I can shift my energy to the things I do, and I can free up that energy. That energy of frustration, I can free it up to be joyful. That energy of feeling like a victim, I can free it up to feel powerful. That energy of feeling like I'm angry and disappointed, I can fill it up with feeling joyful and excited to learn. That is so much in alignment with how I'm committed to living my life. And it just feels good. It just feels really good. And you see it. Energy is honest. You see the vibes. The last way that it has made my life completely better, or 1,000 times better, it has allowed me to be okay with meeting people where they are even more. Because everybody moves at their own pace. And when I'm attached to timing, it's difficult to let that go. It's difficult to see that. In the moments when I have gotten attached in timing with other projects, I have not seen the same level of progress and magic that has occurred with my partnership with Pinterest. Because that has been a partnership that's been a divine partnership, a partnership that comes from the spirit of flow and ease and spaciousness. So the things that come out of that partnership carry that energy. And being able to see that allows me to know that I can amplify that is possible for me. And I can choose to do that over and over again when it feels very easy and almost normal for me to show up in a different way. And y'all know I'm about this alignment life. So this feels really, really, really good to me. Now I'm going to give you a bonus. Drop a sunflower for me in the comments if you would love to get this bonus. Before I do that, I have a question for you. Because I know you're here for a reason. And I know there's at least one of you that is watching that's ready. Are you committed to living your life joyfully and peacefully? Are you desiring to leverage my one-on-one support to make that your new normal? If the answer to those questions is yes, in the description box below this video, there is a link to apply to an authenticity audit. These are called authenticity audits because they are focused on ensuring that you are living the most authentic life and that you are doing it overflowing with joy and inner peace. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to chat for 45 minutes. And if you are an intuitive leader who is committed to living your life, prioritizing yourself, prioritizing your well-being, prioritizing your inner peace, prioritizing your inner joy, and you desire to level up with high-level mentorship, then this is a call you're going to want to book. What we're going to do is we're going to map out the most joyful and easeful and fun, because fun is really important when you do this. The self-work, the self-love can feel a little uncomfortable, so fun is really important. And we're going to do is dissolve your blockages in 30 to 90 days so that you can step into your next level desires. And if you are committed to doing it in a way that you're trusting your intuition at a deeper level, that you are facing any triggers with calm no matter what, that you are nourishing your body with compassion and self-discipline, that you are releasing borrowed beliefs that are no longer in alignment and doing it with joy, and that you are co-creating loving, beautiful relationships with the people in your life and doing it with openness, accepting them where they are. If this is what you are committed to doing in the new year or in this season of your life, I want to invite you to book for one of these calls, because this is everything you're going to need to be a more joyful version of yourself, in a more expanded version of yourself, a more enthusiastic version of yourself about your life, about your decisions, about how you are showing up. If you want to work with me and you know in your heart that you are committed to embody and being the best version of yourself in every single area of your life, in your relationships with yourself, with your resources, your finances, in your community. And you desire to do this, being the most authentic version of yourself, enjoying the journey as much as the destination, these authenticity audits are transformational. And I want to make sure that you apply for one. I have 5 left for this week for those of you that desire to take that next step and know that I'm the mentor for you. To apply for it, click in the description box below and let's co-create some magic in your life. Let's do it. You ready for a bonus? So I'm just going to jump into it. The best way to release your attachment to timing in all areas of your life and do it full of inner peace and full of ease and calm. The best way to do this is to focus on enjoying the present moment. That's it. Focus on enjoying the present moment. For a while, I really was having a difficult time doing that because I wanted to be in other places. I wanted to avoid the discomfort of the things I didn't like in the now. I wanted to avoid that I wasn't getting things in a certain timing. So I wouldn't spend my energy in the present moment, even if I was physically there. And in order for us to shift out of this energy and release that attachment to timing so that we can co-create that magic, so we can hold that space, it has been very critical to focus on enjoying the present moment. Because the present moment is full of lessons and goodies and all these amazing things that we can utilize to make our lives better, to show up to our lives with more enthusiasm and joy, to decide to be the person that we say we are going to be. And when we are able to tap into that, everything changes. Our life is just incredible. The challenge is that most of us don't want to be in that now. We don't want to be there because the shit there that we don't like, so we're not bringing that energy. And we can bring that energy and enjoy the now and learn from the now. Remember that this entire thing is about you learning about yourself. It's about you getting to know who you are and then deciding how you want to show up to who you are. And when you tap into that energy, you are unstoppable because you know the vibes. You're getting your guidance from your intuition. So once you align your intuitive insight with your behaviors, and once you align that in the now, that's where transformation happens. And that's what's possible for you. I want to remind you, it's all about sitting in the now and be open to either blessing someone or being blessed by someone. I've learned that when we are in the now, one of those things is always happening. And if you're paying attention, you'll see both are always happening at the same time. We are always being a blessing to someone or something is being a blessing to us. And when we are in the now, we can experience that and we can expand it into people so that our lives can be a manifestation of that. And that feels so good. That feels so yummy. And we are able to tap into that when we release the attachment to timing. So in the next video, I'm going to cover the purpose of friendships. I'm going to walk you through what I've learned from building healthy and loving relationships with my friends. One of those relationships I'm going to reflect on in the next episode are going to range from people that have been in my life for 13 years, all the way to like 30 years. I have friends from when I was a kid that have been friends for so long. And our relationship has taken so many different shapes over the years. And I want to share with you what the purpose of that is, because when you see it from this perspective, you show up to them more differently, more peacefully, and certainly more authentically. For those of you that are submitting your application to work with me, I'm excited to see you. I cannot wait for us to chat and explore your journey and co-create magic in your life. I look forward to seeing you there. My name is Janori Pouncil. I am the guiding light and spiritual teacher to intuitive leaders that are being the most authentic version of themselves. They are prioritizing their joy, prioritizing their self-care. They are living life peacefully and joyfully, overflowing with all of the goodness and enjoying their lives every single step of the way. I want to remind you that I am here to make sure that you see things clearly. You are a whole fucking vibe. Go and shine on the world and be magnetic, be iconic, be intuitive, and allow your intuition to lead you. Thank you for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video, mis amores. Hasta luego.